Welcome back to Rev Ride. Today, we're counting down 7 Japanese motorcycles you'll likely outgrow far too fast, not because they're bad bikes, but because experienced riders quickly find their limits. If you've ever thought, this is nice, but I already want more, you're in the right place. Let's start the countdown. Number 7, Yamaha MT-03. The Yamaha MT-03 is what I'd call a very polite motorcycle. And to be fair, Yamaha absolutely nailed that mission. This bike is powered by a 321 cubic centimeters parallel twin, making about 42 horsepower, and it's one of the smoothest small engines you'll ever ride. It starts every morning, never complains, and behaves exactly the way you expect, kind of like that friend who always shows up on time and never causes drama. Around town, the MT-03 feels light, nimble, and stress-free. The clutch is forgiving, the throttle is smooth, and the bike feels slim between your legs, which senior riders will appreciate, especially in traffic or tight parking lots. The upright riding position is comfortable, visibility is excellent, and the seat height is friendly for most riders. No surprises here, and honestly, that's a good thing. But here's where things start to change. Once you take it on the highway, the MT-03 begins to show its age and its size. The engine doesn't feel relaxed. It feels busy, like it's saying, "Are we there yet?" Passing a car isn't instinctive. You have to plan it. Twist the throttle, wait a moment, check your mirrors again, and then maybe pass. Vibration starts creeping in at higher RPMs, and the suspension, clearly tuned to keep the price down, reminds you this bike wasn't designed for long, fast days in the saddle. For newer riders, the MT-03 is confidence-inspiring. But for experienced riders, especially senior riders who already know what smooth torque and relaxed cruising feel like, that confidence quickly turns into limitation. There's no strong mid-range punch, no emotional pull, no moment where the bike makes you grin inside your helmet. The MT-03 is respectful, it's polite, it's well-mannered. And honestly, that's exactly why many riders outgrow it. Now don't get me wrong, this is a great motorcycle for the right person. But if you've been riding for years and you value comfort, torque, and effort-free riding, this one might feel more like a stepping stone than a long-term companion. If this sounds familiar, hit the like button. It really helps the channel. And if you're a rider who prefers bikes that feel relaxed, comfortable, and built to last, subscribe to the channel, because the next bikes on this list might surprise you. Let me know in the comments. Have you ridden the MT-03, and did you outgrow it too? Number 6, Kawasaki Ninja 400. Now let's talk about the Kawasaki Ninja 400. This bike is often called the perfect motorcycle. And honestly, for many riders, it is, at least at first. With around 45 horsepower, a feather-light chassis, and razor-sharp handling, the Ninja 400 feels quick, playful, and extremely forgiving. On twisty roads, it's an absolute joy. Kawasaki really nailed the engineering here. It's smooth, predictable, and confidence-inspiring, especially when you're carving corners without trying to prove anything to anyone anymore. And senior riders will understand this part immediately. The engine loves to rev, and I mean really loves it. To get the excitement, you have to keep it spinning high in the RPMs. And after years of riding torquey machines, many experienced riders start thinking, do I really want to work this hard just to pass traffic? Then there's the ergonomics. At first, it feels sporty and fun, but after an hour or two, the wrists start talking. The neck joins the conversation. And the shoulders? Oh, they definitely have opinions. This is where your body gently reminds you that you're no longer 25. And that's perfectly okay. The Ninja 400 is engaging, lightweight, and energetic. But over time, it can feel a little busy and a little demanding. It's the kind of motorcycle that makes you smile all season long, and then, very politely, asks to be replaced by something with more comfort, more torque, and a little less drama. If you've ever owned one or thought about it, hit that like button so YouTube knows you're still riding strong. And if you enjoy honest motorcycle talk made for real riders, not influencers chasing wheelies, subscribe to the channel. Because up next, things get even more interesting. At number 5, Honda Rebel 500. Now, let's talk about the Honda Rebel 500, the motorcycle equivalent of a very comfortable recliner. And that's not an insult, at least not at first. The Rebel 500 is smooth, friendly, and incredibly easy to live with. Its 471 cubic centimeters parallel twin engine delivers predictable, well-mannered power, Honda-level reliability, and fuel efficiency that won't upset your retirement plan. The low seat height is a huge win for senior riders. Flat feet at every stop, no awkward tiptoeing, no surprises at traffic lights. Confidence comes standard. Around town, on calm back roads, or on a relaxed Sunday ride, the Rebel feels polite, stable, and stress-free. You hop on, ride, hop off. No drama, no learning curve, no chiropractor appointment afterward. But here's where things get interesting. That calmness? Over time, it becomes the problem. For experienced riders, especially those who've owned bikes with real personality, the Rebel's engine can feel a little too well-behaved. There's no strong torque punch, no moment where the bike makes you grin inside your helmet and think, "Yep, this is why I ride." It does the job, faithfully, but it rarely stirs the soul. The suspension is tuned for comfort, not communication. It absorbs bumps nicely, but it doesn't tell you much about the road. After a few months, many riders realize something surprising. They're riding less, not more. Not because the bike is bad, but because it doesn't invite you out to the garage. The Honda Rebel 500 is an excellent re-entry bike. It's perfect if you're coming back to riding after a long break. It's forgiving, reliable, and easy on the body. But for many senior riders, it's not a forever bike. If this kind of honest breakdown helps you avoid expensive mistakes, hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And if you want more real-world motorcycle advice made for riders who've been around the block a few times, make sure to subscribe. You won't regret it. Now, let's move on to number 4, because this next bike might surprise you. Number 4, Suzuki SV650. Yes, the Suzuki SV650. If motorcycles had a Hall of Fame for common sense, this one would have its own wing. The SV650 is one of the most respected middleweight bikes ever built, and that reputation is well earned. Its 645 cubic centimeters V-twin puts out about 70 horsepower, but numbers don't tell the whole story. What matters is that meaty mid-range torque, the smooth pull out of corners, and that unmistakable V-twin sound that still makes grown riders smile inside their helmets. It's light, predictable, easy on the wrists, easy on the knees, and, let's be honest, easy on the wallet. For senior riders, that's already 3 big wins. The riding position is friendly, the clutch is forgiving, and the engine is so reliable it feels like it was designed by engineers who hate drama. But here's the thing, seasoned riders notice pretty quickly. You figure it out. Once you understand what the SV650 can and can't do, the excitement starts to level off. The suspension is basic, fine for Sunday rides, not so inspiring when you start pushing. The electronics are minimal, which some of us appreciate, but others start wishing for just a little more modern help. And while the engine is fun, it doesn't really grow with you as your skills and expectations evolve. At some point, the SV650 stops being a thrill and becomes a benchmark. You compare other bikes to it, you recommend it to friends, you defend it online, but you don't always keep it forever. And that's not a failure, it's a compliment. If you've owned an SV650, hit the like button. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And if this kind of honest, no-nonsense motorcycle talk speaks to you, subscribe to the channel, because we're just getting warmed up. Next bike might surprise you. Number 3, Yamaha XSR 700. Now this one hurts a little, because the Yamaha XSR 700 looks like it was designed by someone who truly understands motorcycles. Retro styling, modern tech, and that legendary 689 cubic centimeters CP2 parallel twin engine Same reliable motor found in the MT-07 and Tenere 700. Torque comes in early, throttle response is sharp, and around town it feels light, playful, and almost mischievous. At first you'll think, yep, this is the one. But then, reality sets in. For experienced riders, especially those who've logged thousands of miles, the cracks start to show. The suspension is on the soft side, and on rough pavement or imperfect roads, it can feel underdamped and a bit unsettled. Highway cruising? The engine does the job, but it's not exactly refined. There's vibration, wind fatigue, and a sense that the bike is asking you to slow down, even when traffic says otherwise. And while the XSR 700 looks premium, longer rides reveal a riding position and seat that remind you this bike was designed more for short, fun blasts than all-day comfort. Think weekend cafe run, not cross-state escape. It's a motorcycle with a young soul, fun, energetic, and stylish. But for senior riders looking for maturity, comfort, and that deep long-term satisfaction? The XSR 700 can start to feel like a great conversation that doesn't go anywhere. Now, before the Yamaha fans come after me in the comments, hit like if you appreciate honest motorcycle reviews, subscribe if you're tired of hype and want real-world experience, and stick around, because the next bike on this list might surprise you. Number 2, Honda CB650R. Now this one looks the part. The Honda CB650R has that clean neo-sports cafe design. No nonsense, all muscle. You walk into the garage, look at it, and think, yeah, I still got it. Fire it up, and that inline-4 engine reminds you why Honda has such a legendary reputation. Around 94 horsepower, silky smooth, and when you rev it out, that classic high RPM scream that makes you smile inside your helmet, whether you admit it or not. Honda build quality? As expected, excellent. Everything feels tight, refined, and engineered to last longer than some of our old riding jackets. But here's where senior riders start to raise an eyebrow. Down low in everyday riding, traffic, city streets, relaxed cruising, the engine feels a bit restrained, almost polite. It's like the bike is saying, come on, rev me harder. And sure, once you push it into the higher RPMs, it wakes up. But now you're working, not relaxing. And let's be honest, these days we don't ride to prove anything. We ride for enjoyment, comfort, and confidence. The CB650R sits in a strange middle ground. It's not quite a sport bike, but it's also not fully comfortable. On longer rides, you start to notice it. The posture, the firmness, the lack of that effortless torque that bigger displacement bikes give you without asking for permission. Is it impressive? Absolutely. Is it reliable? No question. But long-term, emotionally fulfilling? That's where it falls short. It's like dating someone who looks great, sounds great, but doesn't quite get you. Now, if you're enjoying this breakdown from a real rider's perspective, do me a favor. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us, because number 1 is a bike that truly understands what senior riders want today. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Number 1, Kawasaki Z650. The Kawasaki Z650 is what I like to call the almost perfect motorcycle. On paper, it's hard to argue with. You get around 67 horsepower, a smooth parallel twin engine, modern electronics like traction control and ABS, an upright riding position that's easy on the knees and lower back, and classic Kawasaki reliability. This is a bike that starts every morning, doesn't complain, and never asks for drama. And that's kind of the problem. The engine is smooth, very smooth, but it doesn't exactly stir the soul. The suspension does its job well, but it won't make you say wow when the road gets twisty. After a season or two, many riders realize the Z650 feels more like a very good appliance than a lifelong riding partner. It's like a comfortable pair of shoes. They fit perfectly, but you don't tell stories about them. For senior riders especially, the Z650 makes a lot of sense. It's light, manageable, easy to live with, and won't punish you after a long ride. But once the honeymoon is over, some riders start asking themselves, is this bike exciting me, or is it just there? You don't regret owning a Z650, you just don't miss it when it's gone. Now, if you want to know which motorcycles just keep running forever, no matter how many birthdays you've had, or how many miles are on the clock, you'll want to stick around. If you spotted your next ride today, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next list, and drop a comment. Which bike would you trust for a long, comfortable grand tour? Ride safe, ride smart. And remember, age is just a number, but reliability is everything. We'll see you in the next one.